Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today we are going with very different mana combination, Mardu, something I don't really play with, and this deck actually blew my mind. Like the amount of awesomeness that this deck has is just mind-blowing, and I actually really enjoyed it. I usually don't like this kind of more aggressive decks, but this one has like this big control factor in it. Maybe because we have so many Vanishing Verse, maybe we have some removal, like I don't know, but this deck really feels like you are in control. And the results, well, what can I say? 100% win rate, and I actually won all of the games I've played with this deck. I actually won all of them. So, in Mythic. So I really think this deck is powerful. And yeah, it didn't feel very close most of the time. I think you will enjoy the game that it was close because I think that was quite skillful play. And what's best with this deck, you actually have so much decisions to make, and I really feel like it's not a control deck, but it feels like playing control quite a bit. So I think you will like this one, even though the color combination might be off-putting for a lot of you because I don't like those colors myself, but this deck is something else, so I really encourage you to try. So let's go into the deck list and see exactly what we are against. Here, in the heart of the beast. So this deck really feels like control, even though it's not really like exactly control, it's not control, but it feels like one. Maybe because we have Vanishing Verse, we have Aspirants, we have removal in form of Apparition, and we have some Graveyard Trespasser as a Trespasser. What more, we have quite a lot of Planewalkers. We have Ob, we have Sorin, and we have Emperors. So we actually can pull so many Planewalkers, and on cherry of a cake, Elspeth, which actually can make one of our creatures, and we have quite good creatures. For example, Nadaar. Nadaar is actually something that I really want to test more in the future, because it's 3 mana, 3/3 Vigilance that actually has ATB effect, and also buffs itself and your like full game plan every single turn. So this is some creature that needs to be removed, and we like this kind of creatures. What more? Like we have so many ways to buff our creature or sacrifice them that even like small creatures like 2/2 can grow into like 4/4, 5/5 and actually become a threat. So I really like this part of the deck. We have like a lot of interactions between the creatures and stuff. So even with Nadaar, like I know Venture seems like a meme, but in standard at least. But I actually think Nadaar is quite a good card. So you usually, I think, go for this one. And in the like after you attack with this 2 times, you actually put a counter on this. You make a goblin, and Scrying also helps with the land drops especially. So this one is interesting, and it proved to be quite strong when we played with this. You will see in the games and you can decide on it for yourself. I actually like this card, and from playing against Nadaar, like it is a card that you really want to remove generally. You don't want him to just attack every turn for 5 turns or something. Okay, but going back into the meat for the deck, I would say that the Tenacious Underdog is the all-star for this deck, along Meathook Massacre. Because this deck doesn't have super much card draw. Like we have Sorin, and Fable. Fable is a bit of card draw, but that's it. So at some point you have mana that you cannot use, and man, playing underdogs, especially when they attack for 3, and this deck is very aggressive, so you generally don't want to control the game only, you want to just smork enemy and just kill him. And usually you finish him with Meathook Massacre, but it's more like a steady version. It's not like mono white that you want to kill enemy in first 4 turns or you just die. It's like typical like mid-range deck that you want to go for a longer game, but you still want to kill the enemy and not just drag into eternity. So I actually enjoyed this style. And with Legion Angel and Tenacious Underdog, you have hidden card advantage, so you don't really run out of value ever with this deck. I have yet to see the situation when I didn't have anything to cast. Maybe in some of the games I had, but you get the idea. Like you have the feeling that you always have stuff to do. Also Junji, It didn't come into play very much in the games, but actually it makes a difference. Like discarding cards and even like taking creatures from the graveyard. Like if you get something like Graveyard Trespasser or Nadaar, this is actually quite important. Like it's 5/5 dragon that can get you very strong creature. So I overall like it. I think it's decent. We have one Humiliate. It is a good card. I think this is something we can play more with in the future. The color combination is a bit harsh, but the fact that you can choose any non-land card and also put a counter that makes your creatures bigger, it's not just this one damage, but the fact that they can trade favorably on curve is actually quite big. If enemy puts the blocker that's exactly blocking your creature and you just make it bigger, and also remove one of the cards for his next turn, this is actually quite devastating in many situations. We only play one, but maybe we could increase it. Of course, Vanishing Verse is always very important. And yeah, we have Skyclave Apparition. It really proved helpful, even if they get the token. Like, if you remove Meathook Massacre with this on the enemy side, because I have noticed that the deck has biggest problems if enemy can counteract your Meathook Massacre, because we usually get enemy to like 5 to 10 HP with all our deck gameplay, and then we have bigger and bigger trouble with finishing the enemy. And that's why we have Meathook Massacre, because at some point we can just attack with everything, and even if he kills the creatures, he is dead anyway to Meathook Massacre, because when you block, you usually kill the attacker, right? We have low toughness on creatures. So that's really good combination, and worst case we can kill the board our own with our Meathook. So yeah, I think that if we don't have the Meathook and enemy has, it makes it so much harder. So Apparition is really good, and you really need to double think what you target with this. That's really important decision. And I like double op. It's not like 4 copies as in some decks, and you don't rely, I need to play this on turn 3, and if I don't, I'm not in a good spot. This is actually a card that is really supplementing the rest of the deck, because you can see how much board presence we have. Like Aspirant, Tenacious Underdog, Valki that gets rid of one of the enemy creatures, so usually you are in control of the board. Nadaar, Apparitions, Trespasser, Fable. Like, you have so many creatures that usually you can just copy it and still have blockers and not even being forced to cast Devils, which actually makes a difference, so you can +1 faster, even maybe go to the ultimate, which is pretty awesome. So I think the deck really plays it with itself so nicely, and there are so, like, not direct interactions, but everything has the similar role. And when you play it together, you just feel like you are going and going and going and the enemy is dead. And I think results really speak for the deck. Like, I actually expected 50% win rate at most. And the fact that we won all of the games, and most of them one-sidedly, and we were not at the end of value at all during the games, that really feels good. So if you want to ladder, I think that's a quite good deck to try. So, sorry for the rambling. I really like this deck more than I thought I will, and this is, I think, only Mardu combination that I actually enjoy. So let's go into the deck list. Let's go into the games, and as always, really thank you for subscribing. For anyone that did it, you're the boss. Yeah, I really thank you for this. So let's go into the games, and I hope you enjoy. Man, I don't know why, but this deck gets me so freaking excited when I play it. Like, there's something special about this deck, I think. Like, look at this hand. Like, we can play Valki into Graveyard, into Legion Angel, and into Nadaar, man. Like, and we are on the play with this deck because we are such a great player. We don't need more, so we definitely play this on white. It means we go for the Valki. Valki is actually another card that I really like. Bye. So we go for this one, right? Unfortunately, this always holds priority, even with 0 mana. And right now he doesn't have great play. I guess it will be Bankbuster, right? Oh. That's super interesting, and really, I'm not happy about this one. I think that's a removal, right? It has to be removal. Weird. So let's go for double. white, I think. Do we want the Trespasser? I think it's good because it forces day-night cycle, and if he has removal, like he doesn't want to use it on Trespasser. What? Are you freaking kidding me? That was his top deck. Are you freaking kidding me? I actually probably should notice that there's no priority, but whatever we played, that would be the same effect. And it's not worth to turn into the Harvester. Man, I hate it so much. What was the chance that he got a perfect 2 mana counterspell from the top? He even didn't have double blue. Oh, I will rage. I will be raging this game. So hard. Okay, so what is the game plan? I think we go for the Angels, right? They create a lot of pressure. We could pay this and then go for the Underdog as well. But then he gets the Harvester, so that's not exactly what we want. So let's go for black. Not really double, but still black. And we go for the Legion Angel. It's something that he really needs to answer, and he much rather answer Valki. Unfortunately, we cannot attack, so Smorking, not really an option. Like, Legion Angel is super slow, but it has value. You can think about going Blitz with Tenacious Underdog, but all you get is like card, and in reality you are falling behind on tempo really hard. Because at the end of the day, you are paying 4 mana to draw a card, and that's it. So it's basically 4 mana, deal 3 damage, and draw a card. And after one turn, you don't have anything out of this value. You need to replay it again. So that's why you generally play it as a like emergency play when you have nothing good. Interesting. So he's super scared about his life because he didn't attack, so Valki cannot attack, which is interesting. What can he have? So, burn down the house is an option, right? Burn down the house is not great for us, definitely. Okay, I've got the plan. So he can crew this, so we need to be careful about this one. Smart. Easy. I think we go for the slow roll value play with the Legion Angels. That's why we have them, right? So we basically don't lose any card advantage, and we can just, you know, apply more and more pressure. If he has a sweeper, he has to use it pretty much, because it's 8 damage, and he will be at 6, so that's super scary. Like, that's not the worst. So you get your Harvester, but what after this? It's 8 damage to the face, and we probably play Meathook Massacre, right? Man, if we draw land, we just go Meathook Massacre and Tenacious Underdog, and we just smork him so freaking hard. He needs to also block, and he needs to trade something. I guess he can crew the Bankbuster, so we don't get any value. Oh my god. You want to attack, you want to raise. You are feeling strong. Okay, so we need to punish this horrible person that thinks he can raise us. So he wants to crew. Do we have any way to punish him, really? Like, we can go for the Underdog, then we pay 2 life, and then he blocks with the Bankbuster. He doesn't draw. No, he can draw, because it's blocked, it's not tapped. So it means he can get a card after the block. And we won't have enough to Meathook Massacre it. I think we go for Meathook for 2. It means playing Underdog normally. Like, he needs to answer this stuff very quickly. Let's go first for Meathook. You basically don't want to play everything, because usually this kind of deck has sweepers, and I think it's burn down the house. Sure. No reason to do it, so this was definitely not the correct play. But also not the worst one. Like, it doesn't really matter, but if you are waiting until the end step, you wait until we tap out all the mana and end the turn. Otherwise, you could do it at the start already. So, you know, Just a small picking on the enemy for not making perfect plays, because as you know, we never misplay the game in our lives. We basically play perfectly every single time, and definitely there weren't situations when we didn't even read our main card. That was not the case. Okay, so I think enemy is like in huge trouble. Like, I think he's dead. I actually think he's super dead because he's doing it to draw card and he has only 2 mana. I honestly thought he will sweep. And as you can see, double Legion Angel was enough. Like, the most funny part is that we had also second wave of the creatures and we even didn't abuse Underdog. Like, that was in our back pocket for the full time. And with Meathook Massacre, when you expect the sweeper, you really care about this life. Because let's see, he swept this. He's at 3. And then we cast those creatures. When he killed them, he's at 1. So you can pretty much kill the enemy without actually attacking him. So that's very important for this kind of deck. Okay, I'm not sure what we did wrong, but we are on the draw. And honestly, this hand is pretty horrible. I think we mulligan it. Okay, this one is way better. We just need to hit the land. And we definitely will, right? Right? At least we have Vanishing Verse mana, so we can cast Valki, Vanishing Verse and Aspirant, so like we shouldn't be stuck here. Enemy is thinking, so I hope he mulligans as well. I think he did, right? And we are keeping this one. Okay, I'm not sure. I think we should do it like this. It doesn't feel great, but I think that's the right call. With Fable is our value play to get back after the mulligan. That's a good start. Like, I guess we could... No, we need this for red, so we need to play Eiganjo. Actually, I shouldn't be so greedy, like, Eiganjo is a thing. And he has 1 mana spell. So it's Tamiyo Safekeeping or the Snakeskin Veil. I don't think like the Blizzard Brawl, I don't think you can cast it if there's only 1 creature. I'm not sure, I don't remember the wording. And here... Okay, this is actually important because we might get Meathook Massacre, so you want double black. So for this reason... So this will be black, this will be red, and this will be white. So we play with Eiganjo. Oh, that was the decision. So he definitely has some important card. Like, if he ramps into 4-drop, right? That has to be the idea. Whatever. Sure, you can also ramp into, I guess, Sloth. That was super weird. And we need to hit very quickly Meathook Massacre to answer the spiders. Man, that was super awkward. So I guess Aspirant was better in this case. But, you know, by the way, well, it's okay, I guess. He will ramp into 5 mana anyway. Sure. You got it. You got it, my friend. This sucks a bit. If we kill it with Aspirant or like token, then our Valki dies and he gets another gas, but that's not the worst. That's good attack. No reason to block with Valki. I'm scared about the Lorf, not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. But let's be honest, who isn't scared of it? We need to get Fable going. And next turn we will lose the Valki, but that's fine. Actually, we can save 1 mana and just remove something from his side. Or we can ramp ourselves if we want. And I definitely want to cycle those lands. Oh man, I want to cycle them so much. Oh man, I do like this hand better. I think that's way better hand than before. Okay, so we wait for spiders, we kill the thingy, and I guess it's a Aspirant or Meathook? Or a Tenacious Underdog, I guess. How likely he is for Meathook? I guess he might have it, right? I'm not sure. I think we play like this. Then we put the counter. If we attack with this and put the counter here, then he blocks it like this and -1 this. If we put the counter here, he blocks with this and gets rid of the Valki. But that's fine. That's fine. Because we'll turn it into Shambling Gust. We have the treasure. So we are happy, and then we kill the Innkeeper. So we still go for the same amount of cards nearly. Do you want to -1 something? Ah, he's clever. Sneaky, sneaky. And I'm keeping mana for the Vanishing Verse because Rolf will be a problem. Enemy should know that we might have something because basically we know about Rolf and we know she's coming next turn if he wants. And we left some mana open, so for the enemy that's a big tell that something might be going on. By the way, like copying both Shaman and Aspirant is pretty good here. We can even go for the Tenacious Underdog with Blitz later, so we can draw double cards every turn with Kiki-Jiki. But let's be honest, like Kiki-Jiki is always great, so whatever creature you use, it's still fine. Oh, I see. I see. I see. +1. Yeah, he's mana screwed like royally, but let's be honest, it is his misplay because he had so many treasures and he even sacrificed one of them. So I'm not being very compassionate about this one. Oh yes. Oh yes. That feels so good. My turn. Emperor. Emperor is really sweet here. Okay, so where goes the counter? I think on Valki, and then Valki can attack. So do we go for the Tenacious Underdog? I think we go for the Emperor and start making tokens after he plays Rolf. Then we kill the spiders and then we attack Fink. Yeah, that seems like a good plan. This is the counter. And with treasures we'll have 2, so still the Emperor, right? Smork. More treasures. Like, I know we could attack with the Aspirant and then cast Wandering Emperor, but I just think that we lose a lot of surprise. And I think Emperor will be better like this. Because it can create tokens at the end step and also buff creatures during attack, so it really like contributes a lot to the board, and this is something he might not calculate into his move. Like, he needs to remove Kiki-Jiki, he needs to get rid of the Aspirant, Valki, and then also on the Emperor. Okay, so that's 3. So we can save the Shaman, and I think honestly it's worth it. We can also get for the treasure, but it doesn't really change anything, right? So I think we're doing it like this. Let's buff our biggest shaman ever. I don't think it's worth it. So it's only a copy, it doesn't... he will get it back anyway. He will heal a bit, which is unfortunate and we cannot really prevent it. So, not the happiest person about it, and also the Gust will be back. We can get rid of the Meathook, but I don't think it's worth it. I think what we do right now is this. And I think we leave Meathook at Rolf. It will be important at some point. And we go for -1, right? Enemy is tapped out, so we don't need to think about it. Like, we are getting there. It's 7 damage. That's quite a lot. We could go for the Apparition. Not sure how good is it. I don't think it's great. Oh, that's really good draw. Double Ox when we have board presence is so good. But this will be hard game. He's at 15. Why? Actually, why he has so much life? Man, like Meathook and the Innkeeper. Okay. 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 Oh man, I guess. Okay, so this will be interesting. We need to play it smart. We don't need more red, so this is definitely a land. But I believe we have this if we play it right. So Meathook for 1. This is definitely the play. He will -1, probably the Samurai. So maybe we Ob Nixilis before we Meathook. It feels like a good idea, to be honest. Like, it will die anyway. We could make it larger, but I think we prefer the Samurai. And yes, he will get 1 life. But that's all. That's all. And he will pay way more.
I'm gonna remake this town.
Now we go for the Meathook for 1. Can you feel the surgical precision for this play? Yes? And now he has double -1, which means that he cannot kill the Shaman, and we have it in the play. Also, whatever happens, our Meathooks like net each other out. I guess we could remove his Meathook, but then our Apparition would die and he would have a token, and this would be super awkward. Like, you generally don't really want to play Apparition if you know that you will lose it in the next turn. So what enemy will learn? Oh, the Meathook. He wants to fight for the Meathooks. I will actually make him
Defy me, and
lose a lot of HP. And I mean a lot. With Tenacious Underdog, this will be painful for him. Smork? So, do we want to remove the Meathook? I think now we do. Because right now he wants to cast this. And this costs 3 mana. So, like, if he wants to kill his Skyclave Apparition, it will be awkward. And, like, sure, he will cast this, kill the Apparition, and he gets the token, but we have 3 Planewalkers. And he still doesn't have Meathook. And whatever he kills will get his life low. So I think we are on our way to victory. Like, double op really helped. Like, that's so much pressure. Man, like, this deck is freaking beast mode. Are you freaking kidding me? That's something I did not expect. I probably should, right? You don't play Snowlands without reason, especially with Blood on the Snow package, so probably quite obvious if you thought about it longer than 1 second.
You fight for me.
Fortunately, we did not. So how much we can attack him for? Man, like, he has such a good block. So I guess we go for this and this. We can also go for the Underdog. I guess Underdog is fine. If we attack with everything, that doesn't really work, because he blocks one of them, like Apparition, then this gets negated, and we deal 7, and he has, like, good situation with the Vampire for the next turn. So, what we actually want to do is Smork him, believe or not. Smork. He can create another Vampire. He won't +1. So I think this is the play. And next turn we save it for, like, big attack. Right now, if he wants to block something, he needs to trade with the Vampire. And we also get additional card, which is sweet. And we have the Meathook Massacre, right? That's pretty good draw. I think we go double Blitz next turn. I don't think we play this. We have exactly 8 mana. Not really. Okay, I have changed my mind, and you might ask why. Sloth, why did you change your mind? Because we have Hive. It means that every mana that we save is actually possibly another attacking creature. So by playing this, I actually increased my attack for the next turn by 3, if we draw a land, I believe. No, actually we need more, because Hive is also 1. So this will be tricky. But if he kills too many creatures... Oh, okay, that hurts. So he had a lot of mana. So if something is working, you just do it, right? Smork. It sucks that we don't have Meathook Massacre. So what are the blocks? This goes here. This goes here. I normally wouldn't show him how to block, but you know, for the viewers. And this goes here. So we don't really get anything, right? If we attack with this, he just blocks with Spider or something. Without Meathook it doesn't sound great. I still think we should block like this. And Hive might be game winning at some point, we need to remember about it. So right now it's Fable. Why are you highlighting this? It's not in the game. And you have tapped mana, so we cannot kill Apparition. But we need to be careful. Maybe he has something. Like, the ambush with killing Apparition is generally very good. It trades perfectly with one of the underdogs, so we need to be aware if he leaves the mana open. Oh man, that's interesting. If he kills Tenacious Underdogs, so he wants another creature. Yep. We are at 14, so we need to be careful. Especially that he has Vampire, so he can a bit, you know, get some extra life. Oh man, I like the block. The fact that he sacrificed the Vampire is really good. Yep. And let's draw those cards. We definitely need some cards. Like Vanishing Verse, if I may. That's weird, but I guess we'll take it. By the way, remember this shaman from the start of the game? It's still here. It's actually still here. Man, Fable. Such a non-great, non-OP card. And jokes aside, it's so hard to answer. Like, it basically does multiple threats. And even the cycling, like the fact that you basically can draw 2 cards. And yeah, I know you discard, but in some matchups you have like dead cards. So if you cycle 2, it's nearly the same as drawing 2. And especially if you get flooded or something. Like, if we got rid of 2 lands, it wouldn't like destroy us. Maybe with Tenacious Underdogs you have stuff to do, but you get the idea. Okay, so we want Meathook Massacre, Vanishing Verse, stuff like this. Is Nadaar okay? I think we want to cycle this one. Is Nadaar okay? I don't think so. I think it's a bit too slow right now. Like, it would be great before, but not now. What is the venture? Scry. I think this one, if anything. But that's not good enough. I think we just cycle and try to go for removal. Land is okay. Oh man, so what are we doing? Man, this is a bit hard. I'm not sure. Do we just smork him with huge amount of underdogs? You know what? I actually like this idea. When you are in doubt, you make more underdogs. This is a bit ridiculous. And now we will go with the full force. Apparition is just to block this big creature. Let's get some treasures. You know, they always help. I'm not super happy about this attack, but this way we draw the most cards. And enemy might be scared to counter-attack. Like, worst case, we just either block with Samurai or Apparition and he gets the token and that's it. And we need to pressure him somehow so he trades. Like, he has so many Planewalkers. And the fact that we can draw 3 cards a turn, I hope we draw into something like Vanishing Verse. Like Vanishing Verse. Man, we drew 2 lands. We actually drew 2 lands and that's it. Oh man. Maybe the 3rd card. Maybe the draw step will be something. Because like if we drew double Vanishing Verse, we would just get rid of this and this. I actually would remove Lorf right now. This cannot create a creature. And then remove the second one and then attack with double Underdog and we should be golden. It's a bit scary, not gonna lie. And I think we should block. Because he can make the spider, so we won't be able to really kill him. Also, if you get something like Meathook, I guess we want to remove the creature, but... Well, in his situation, attacking is definitely correct. So he should attack, play land, make spiders, and play some random cards, like invoke the spell. Oh, it's a Stomper. My favorite Stomper.
I will get what I want.
Man, it felt so good until it went wrong. And he wants more spiders. And I can respect that. More spiders is definitely better than less spiders. Do we do it? Like we should, right? We definitely should. Oh man, it's going into scary direction right now. Legion Angel. Is this good enough? Is this good enough? Like we can make a lot of angels. So I don't know, maybe? Maybe? Or maybe we go Sorin? Okay, I think we go Sorin. We make a vampire, that's sweet and cute and everything. And we make one ender, and then we go harder. Do we attack? I guess we force block and we get the treasure. Not sure how good is it. But I will still do it. I like treasures. They usually do something at some point, especially with the Legion Ender. Like we can actually cast 3 of them in one turn, so that seems pretty sweet. If we get to this point, like we are on the verge of dying by the way, all the time. He can deal 8 damage with Menace, but we have a vampire. And I really honestly hope that he will attack Sorin, like overkill it, and then we just don't block at all. And we have one more turn to, you know, play with our life. I'm not sure, like, if he should defend Lorf, but I think he should, right? Yeah, I think that's a good choice. But still, we get additional trade. So I guess he will go for mascots, right? Man, he's at 7. This I think I misplayed with the Meathook at some point. Like, if we had Meathook, I think we would get to this, like, 7 damage quite easily. But, you know, we might still do it. But how many Meathooks we use? 2 or 3? 1? What? What? Was this actually one Meathook during the whole game? Man, it felt like that we had, like, 3 of them. So we actually have so many Meathook Massacres. Man, 1 Meathook draw, and we are winning this game. Like, honestly, we can just play Tenacious Underdog. Yeah, Tenacious Underdog, Meathook Massacre for 1 or something, and just attack with everything, and we probably win. So actually we are closer than I thought. Maybe Sorin should be for +1. But even if we got like Meathook Massacre, we would be at 8 and we would die. So maybe next turn. Maybe next turn we will see. Channel 1. Okay. So what is the idea? Will he make the token? He does. Interesting. Oh man. I'm not sure, but I think we had like 4 marches in this deck, right? It's hard to believe. Man, maybe at this point I'm not even sure what I'm playing. Like I was sure that we have those. No, we don't have it. Man, I'm just all over the place. We played different deck. In the Esper we had 4 marches, right? So yeah, here we have like 2 drops and higher. And that's fine. You can see the power, like, we don't have many cards in the hand, but with Tenacious Underdogs we don't really like value most of the time. Okay, so this is your play. Is this the... No, that's definitely not it. But we need to die to Kiki-Jiki, I guess, anyway. If we remove this, we can copy the Legion Ender and just kill him. So I think we take 8. It is scary, but we'll heal 4 damage. 2 damage and we'll be at 4. That's definitely not something we wanted. Okay, let's play the land. I think that we can somehow do it. So we can definitely go... Let's assume he doesn't have anything. That's our only chance, right? So he can block one of the Legion Enders. So we can go for 5 with Trespasser. This and Menace are 3 blockers. Okay, let's actually think. It's hard. When you record, it's hard to think, but you actually need to do it. So we make copy. They both attack. He wants to block one of the copies, so he has 2 blockers. If we crew this and attack with this, so we get to 6 okay, I think we did it. I actually think we freaking did it. Legion Ender. Please. Sure, I will take one more. The idea is that he doesn't know about Trespasser and he will go to 1, I think. So we attack with everything. He blocks this one. So 3. And he needs to double block this. We could also go for the Tenacious Underdog. No, please don't freaking tap my land. Man, if he taps it, I will cry. We are at 4. That's more than enough. We will have exactly 3 mana when we attack with the Shaman. So man, I'm pretty freaking sure we are winning this. And it feels so good. It freaking feels so good. We can even exile something. Like Meathook Massacre, please? And this treasure token. Can you believe that in such a long game with so many lands, this treasure actually is what will win as the game most likely? But maybe even the Tenacious Underdog is enough, right? Like, this 3 mana is suspicious, but I think he's dead. I think we won even this game. Man, this deck is freaking like beast. I'm not sure if we even lost 1 game. We actually even had more damage. We could even play... Man, like, this deck is mind-blowing. Simply amazing. I didn't think we will win this one. Even without Meathook. Like, if we hit Meathook, this would be so easy to win, but even without, we did it. Okay, we are going for... Man, this deck is magical. I think we are nearly always going first, which is extremely weird. Like, to be perfectly honest, I'm not going into full conspiracy mode, but when I play control, I feel like I'm 70% on the draw, and when I play this kind of aggressive deck, I'm always on the play. So, you know, I'm not saying anything, but you can actually think about it, and tell me what your conclusions are. Like, jokes aside, I really feel like playing control, you get way more than 50% on the draw. Maybe it's subjective, but it surely does feel like it. We start with this one. So this one is untapped as a pathway. And we are against a Delver deck. That's interesting. So we go for black. Man, I want to use it, but we shouldn't. It will be a very hard game. Let's hope he doesn't flip. I never flip Delver at turn 1. Man, I literally played this deck and I don't think I ever switched it in 1 turn. Ever. What more usual, you don't even have it in the end. Okay, that's interesting version. Okay, that's actually very good draw. And we can even play it. Oh man, so how are we doing this? So he definitely wants to draw card. But he has to discard, so that's not the worst. So Smork. Like, we cannot block him in the air, so we need to Smork him on our own. And we'll definitely do it. It's really good against Delver, because like he couldn't protect it because he cast this. And like right now he's dealing 1 damage and cycling 1 card. But the enemy deck has good chance against ours. It really depends on the draw. And he wanted to flip. So what this does? Draw a card. And cannot be blocked still. Sure. Like we can use Eiganjo maybe. I don't think we will go into Junji. You know what? Let's... So this is a counter spell, right? So Eiganjo plays perfectly around counter spell, which is really sweet. This is Werewolf. A Dragon Turtle. A Dragon Turtle. I actually really like this card. I tried to make it work. For me it didn't really work out, but I do appreciate it. Okay, so I think it's Trespasser. Like, Trespasser is such a strong card. Especially that he... Oh, we have only 1 card. I was confused why we have only 1 target and we have like night mode. By the way, he should know that it's a Eiganjo. Because I should have clicked priority much quicker than this. So I'm leaving Eiganjo while it is really good. Like, we don't have a lot of value in the hand. Like, okay, maybe with Tenacious Underdog we have, but I want something that cannot get countered. Man, enemy isn't playing as I thought he will, but still. So we definitely attack with everything, right? If he blocks, I guess we Eiganjo. What do we do against this guy? See? You just think for a moment and they just cannot handle the pressure. Like, man, like, jokes aside, I have won so many games that weren't won just because you are thinking a bit longer. Like, if you really want to maximize the win rate, you don't go for the better decks. You just think a bit longer and they just crumble. Like, enemy cannot handle this kind of, like, thinking game. Okay, so you might think that we are actually playing some kind of control deck. We are actually just winning with Aspirants. This is Aspirant deck. We'll play one after another and the enemy will scoop. So yeah, great intro to the deck, definitely. So, Aspirant number 1. Enemy will have trouble with first of them. Oh, but that's stupid. So this is Doomscar, right? Okay, so we actually won't play the thingy. I think this is a Doomscar. If they play Orzhov, that's the case. And what do they hate more? Of course, like this. So we miss 1 damage, but we make sure that the Aspirant is not the best target. So I hope we force the Doomscar. Ocean of Healing. So, if we get untapped land, I think we can go for the Meathook Massacre and second Aspirant. See? Easy. So I don't want this. To be honest, the rest of the hand is amazing, because it's Aspirant. So let's go like this. We need double black for the Meathook Massacre. And we have double white for the Aspirant, if we really want. And I believe this is the answer. So enemy is okay, but he does not want to Doomscar this turn, because we get Kiki Jiki next turn. So, we go for attack, and let's put some counters, shall we? Yeah, you gain your 3 life. Nice. So if he's tapped out, we can do it like this. We play it for 0, because when he sweeps, he loses 3 damage, 3 life. And right now we go like this. So enemy can Meathook for 2. So it means 1 counter is enough here. And we go for the big token. And let's get those treasures. So he's at 11. And then we play Aspirant and the Mirror Breaker. Yep, that's the Doomscar. and 3 damage to your face. Oh man, we are drawing a bit too many lands. Not gonna lie, we basically have only lands right now. So, round 2. Round 2. Is there a difference? Let's go for... I have no idea. Let's go for black. This deck can utilize a lot of black. So, Meathook will be for 2. It means that we want to buff the Kiki-Jiki. It also makes it harder to die. And later I think we want to go for the Aspirant. Okay, I will gladly take it. I will be very happy to draw my card. So not only we force so much stuff, but we definitely need something that actually attacks enemy. So that's unfortunate draw. This is definitely unfortunate draw. 1 red. I think we're happy with 1 red, right? But you know what, let's go for the balance mana, but the draw is pretty awful. At least we can Vanishing Verse whatever he plays, but we need to kill him, he's at 8. If we draw some more creatures, we would already kill him. So maybe I overextended with another Aspirant? It is possible. It is possible. We might go for the Meathook. And he drew the land. So let's hope for another dog or something. I see. Okay. So you are at 7, my friend, and I'm drawing cards. I'm not sure if we are supposed to kill the dog. Are we? Are we really supposed to kill the dog? I have no idea. I have literally no idea. We probably want to kill it, so we get the like Meathook to... Oh, actually, I guess our life does not matter, right? I think we go like this. Like, then we Meathook if he gets it back. So right now he's very incentivized to kill our creature. We definitely need some more creatures, you know? He's at 7 with Meathook, so I really think we should kill him. Maybe we will leave Vanishing Verse just for his Meathook. I think this will be Meathook turn, by the way. Potion of Healing, that's a good one in this situation. Yep, draw a card. I actually kinda like this card. It's not perfect, but you know, it's kind of fun. Maybe we'll make something with it at some point in our lives. Hopefully we can smork him. Removal is fine. Smork. 8. Again. Oh man. It feels awkward when we are playing against no card deck. Basically they only have sweepers and that's it. So I guess like he gets the token, but that's it. Enjoy. And we got trigger, right? Trigger. We have a lot of mana. Wow, that would be useful earlier, but we will still take it. We will still take it. It's a very good card after the sweeper. Our graveyard, I want you to eat the Apparition. Apparition didn't do very well. Do we go for Meathook? You know what? I think we do. Because right now enemy is like perfectly tapped, so we have no risk of him doing 1 damage or something like something ridiculous like this. And I really want to have Meathook, because like every trigger can be lethal very quickly. Man, we need to push this damage. Like it feels so close and so far. Enters the battlefield. Put up to 1 target instant or sorcerer from your graveyard on top of your library. That's interesting. Man, I want to kill this so much, but then we cannot cast the dragon, right? Do we want to cast the dragon? I think we want... Yeah, we definitely want to hit him more, because then he cannot kill the dragon. He needs Vanishing Verse. He loses 2 life if he kills the dragon. So I think we go for this. Yep, we gain life. Now we attack. And we get rid of the artifact creature. He's at 5. He's at 2. It's so fun. It's so freaking fun. And now he casts the Devastating Master and he's at 1, right? And then we cast the dragon. Man, I really want some way to kill our dragon. I really want to kill my dragon. He's at 1. By the way, this is lethal. This deck is amazing. Swark. This is a bit ridiculous. Like we had, like after 3 aspirants, our draw was like pure crap, and we still won this game. Like pretty hard to be honest. But Meathook Massacre, like Meathook Massacre is such an all-star for this deck. Without Meathook, we would stand no chance.